Hi guys, today I'm going to show you what I use to clean rust off my finds. I was out yesterday and actually found this hammer. As you can see, it's got a lot of rust on it, and what I try to do is clean it up a little bit just to knock the debris off of it. Evapo-Rust works really well, but I have found another way, and I've also found some information on the internet as well. What I'm using is citric acid. You can get this stuff off Amazon, and according to the amount of water I have in here, I've already put some in here. I only lack 3 scoops. And we add that with some baking soda. I'm about out of baking soda. That's about 2. And what you're going to get, we're going to get a chemical reaction. And all you do after that, basically, so I'm going to take the hammer and we're going to put it right there, and we're going to leave it in there and let that work on it. I got an axe head I'm going to grab, and we're going to do the same thing. Now, I was out with the Kratos yesterday, and I found this axe head here. I don't think it's an old axe head. It looks like it's I don't know enough about axe heads, but I know it is rusted. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing to this. We're going to knock some of the surface rust off of this. And as you can see, the bubbles on the side of the hammer, and you can see the rust at the bottom starting to settle at the bottom. So we're going to do the same thing with the axe head. Let me knock that dirt out of there. So we're going to lay that right beside that. And usually, depending on how strong you mix it, it usually takes about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. This mixture is not very strong, so I'll probably leave it overnight. This thing that I pulled up the other day with the Kratos over when I had that engine, it has Triumph printed on it here. Now I'm wondering if that is a Triumph motorcycle engine. I don't know. We're gonna go back and pick the engine up because we don't need to leave it in there. But and guys, that's really about it. Like I said, this citric acid that I use, it comes in a powder form, and it's really good stuff if you're in a pinch for something to clean rust off. Like I said, I usually use this for firearms, but I mean, it'll work on anything that's rusted, any type of metal that's rusted. After these get done, I've got another bucket here that's full of water, and I'll let them soak in the water, and then we'll knock the crust off of them again, because they're going to be nasty when they come up, and wipe them down, rinse them off, and probably put them under the wheel, and they should be pretty good after that. Anyway, this is kind of not really a tutorial, but I'm sure a lot of you guys already know this, but for those who don't know anything about it, this is basically what I do when I want to clean rust off any type of metal that I find. Whether it be what we have here, these are just examples more or less what I found yesterday. I use citric acid in powder form. You just mix it with the ratio of water that you want to use and add your baking soda. Like I said, it's going to have a chemical reaction to it, and once that reaction settles down, you can go ahead and put your objects in there. And like this right here, I'll probably leave overnight. Tomorrow they should be done. Clean them up, and these will more or less be ready. I could probably use that axe handle again. I don't know, but anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. Hope it helped someone out, and you guys have a great night, and God bless. Okay, now we're going to take the hammer out of the, and see how clean it got the hammer. If you remember when we put it in there, how nasty and cruddy it was. So let's wipe it off. All right, there it is. It is pitted a little bit, so it may have been down there a little while. But that's one of the last hammers I poured out of the river. So let's look at the axe handle next and see how good it got it. Alright, there's the axe handle. Let's clean it up and see what it looks like. Okay, it's been down there longer. The end down here, I don't think could be sharpened. Of course, somebody that knows more about axes than I do would know. I put this side right here on the wheel a little bit and tried to clean it up a little bit, and you can still see where it's pitted pretty bad. But all in all, Rust Remover did a good job. I was really pleased on what it did for the hammer. But guys, that's what it is: citric acid and baking soda. It's one of the best cleaners I've used for rust, and hope you enjoyed this video. And we're going to start bluing the Carcano here shortly, so stick around. Thanks.